Hey TK, we're going to do some math now. We are going to be working on number 5 today. So let's begin with our objective. I'm going to get my magnet board out here. And let's talk about what our objective is today. Objective is what we are going to learn. I can trace, write, and show 5. So we're working on 5 today. Let's think about what we're going to need, what tools we're going to use to master this objective. Well, we're going to be thinking about number 5, so we're definitely going to need to use our brain today. We're also going to be tracing and writing, so I think we're also going to need to use our hands today. I think in order to learn number 5, we're also going to need to use our eyes. And I'm going to be telling us a rhyme about number 5, so here we're going to use our ears as well. All right, so let's get started. To begin, I'm going to start with step 1, which is always to write my name. So here I go, writing it nice and neat on the line. I also saw a lot of you writing your last names as well. That's such an awesome thing to be practicing at home, so keep up the good work with that. We're going to go on to step number 2, which is tracing our number 5s. Our number 5 rhyme goes like this. Give it a hat, go down the side, backwards, see, I made a 5. So if you notice with number 5, we're starting way at the top here. And we're going to pretend like our 5 has a hat, which is right at the top line. So I'm going to draw a straight line across from my hat, give it a hat. Now I'm going to go down to my dotted line, go down the side, and now I'm going to make like a backward C, just like we were doing for number 3. Backward C, I made a 5. Let's do another one. Give it a hat, go down the side, backward C, I made a 5. Let's do one more together. Give it a hat, right here at the top line, down the side, to my dotted line in the middle, backward C, all the way to the bottom. I made a 5. Now for your step number 2, you're going to go away all the way across from left to right, filling in your tracing. We're going to move on to step number 3, which is write it by yourself. Now, when we're writing our number 5s, let's make sure to start at the top here. We don't want to have any floating 5s in the middle of our lines, so I'm going to start with my hat at the top. Now I'm going to go down to the middle line. Notice I'm not going all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to make my backward C, and look, my 5 went all the way down to my bottom line here. It's not floating, it's not hanging out in the middle, it goes all the way from top to bottom. Give it a hat, down the side, backward C, I made a 5. Give it a hat, down the side, backward C, I made a 5. And notice I'm doing that all in one motion. I'm not lifting up my pen at all. Doing it all at once here. And I'm leaving some finger space. You can see I can put 2 fingers in between my 5. So I've got some finger space here. So I'm going to do my last one with finger space. All the way from left to right, I filled in my line. Okay, on to step number 4, my 5 things. Now today, for my 5 things, I think because it is spring, I'm going to draw 5 springtime things. So I'm going to start with the sun, because it's kind of sunny out in spring, so that's one thing. I'm going to make a flower, maybe a nice tulip. A flower for spring, that's 2 things. I'm going to make a raindrop, because sometimes it rains during spring, so that's 3 things. I'm going to draw a rainbow. Sometimes when it rains and it's sunny, you see a rainbow. And one more springtime thing here, I'm going to draw an umbrella. Because sometimes when it's rainy in spring, you want to use an umbrella. So let's count and make sure I do 5 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are my 5 springtime things. On to step number 5, which is our number line. Now we need to find number 5 on our number line and draw a dot right at the spot where we see it. So let's see if we can count. We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right in the middle of our number line. one more than 4. Remember on Friday we worked on number 4, so we need to go one more over to show 5. Now last thing, we have our 10 frames. Perry the Platypus is down here helping me with our 10 frames. We need to fill out 5 boxes in our 10 frame today. And let's see if we can figure out what we notice when we fill out 5 boxes of our 10 frame. So I'm going to start by outlining, making sure I'm doing really, really nice coloring. You guys have been doing such a good job making sure that your coloring is nice and neat. I've seen some really, really cool colors that you guys have used. So I'm filling in all of my 10 frame here. 1. On to number 2. 2. And notice we started at the top left corner. Remember with our 10 frames, we always start at the top left corner. 3. Outlining my boxes. Filling in neatly. You guys do much neater work than I do. 4. We only have 1 more left. And on to our last 10 frame for today, number 5. 1 more than we did last week on Friday. Number 5, filling in all the way, both corners. Excuse me, Mr. Perry. There we go. Now, I wonder if you can see anything special about my 10 frame. We filled in half of our 10 frame. So we filled in 5 boxes. We have 5 more left on the bottom because remember, a 10 frame, just like it sounds like, shows us 10 boxes. And we already filled in 5. So we have 5 more left to go to show 10. All right, you guys, good work. And I will see you tomorrow.